to do a walkthrough of how you can go about changing out your images and editing the memorial bookmark. When you get once you make your purchase, you'll get a PDF file with a link that will take you to the template. And once you're inside of your Canva, it will look like this. On the first page, you'll find my terms of use, which basically says that you can use this for your personal use, and you can also use it commercially when you're selling physical bookmarks. So you can't just go and sell digital files, but if you're actually hand making or physically creating bookmarks, you're welcome to use this template. So that's on the first page. On the second page, I have a front page option, and on the third page is a back page option. One of the first things that I would suggest you do once you have your template is I would suggest going to File and clicking Making a Copy. Click Make a Copy, and once you make a copy, it's going to open up a different copy of the file. Then I would work on the file that actually says Copy of Annabelle, because Annabelle is just the name of the of the template I have here. So this one shows that I'm working on a copy of that. Once you have your template, you're welcome to delete this terms of use here if you would like, and then you'll need to decide on whether you're just creating a bookmark that you're only going to use the front side, or whether you're creating a bookmark where you're trying to have it double-sided. Once you make that decision, what I would do is make a copy of your front page. I would click here, I would hover over here, and then you'll see these little three dots. If you click on that, then you can see where it says duplicate. The shortcut is Control D. If I duplicate it, then you'll see now in here, down here, I have two of those front side images there, template. Okay, so once I have a duplicate of those, I would work on one of those here. So what you'll notice is in this template, I have some suggested wording here, but all of this text and font is editable. I try to be mindful to use only free Canva fonts. If you find that if for some reason a font that I happen to use is not a free font, all you would need to do is click over here and go into, and it's going to open up your font, and you're going to simply look for fonts that do not have that crown. If it has the crown, then that is a pro feature, and if you're on a free Canva account, you will have to pay when you go to try to download the template. Okay, so again, all of this text is editable. You can change out the wording, you can change out your fonts. It's totally up to you. Okay, before we get into changing the design, I would suggest you go to Position, and on Position, you'll see here it automatically defaults to Arrange, and this allows us to move our layers backwards and forwards, to align things on the page and all of that. But we want to go over to Layers. If you click on that, you will see all of the different layers that this document consists of. Okay, so you see the text, that's the name, photo, and you'll see some little gradients that I have here, and then this is the main background image here. Okay, this is the main background image, and that particular image is one file. You see, if I move that, I've already pre-designed that, so this itself is not editable. But if you have a different background that you want to use, you can certainly swap that out. if you're wanting to slightly change the hue of that, you can go into your edit and make changes by going to adjust and changing the tint and temperature of things, you know, to get a slightly different look. You can also put an overlay, a color overlay on top of that. It's totally up to you how you decide to do it. You'll also notice down here, you'll see color edit, and this will allow you, if you click on those particular colors, that allows you to change the hue of those particular that particular color in the image. And so you are welcome to play around with that to try to get a different color if you like. Okay, so I'm gonna back out of that and go back to my position. Now, one of the main things that you're going to want to change is changing out your images. You'll notice that I have two images here in this template. One is I'm changed to grayscale, and it's very lightly faded out. And if you want to do something like that, you can. So I have two images here. This one that's in the background, really light, is real light and it's faded, and then this one, your main image. Okay, what you'll need to have is images of your loved one that you're wanting to add to your bookmark. In order to do that, you want to get your images and you want to drag and drop them into Canva. And I have just some AI images here that I've created and that I'm going to drag and drop into my template. And let's see. So I'm dragging these from my file folder on my desktop, and I'm dragging them inside of Canva. Let's see, did that work? And when you're uploading images, you can either drag and drop them, or you can go to file, click this upload files, and then it will pop up a window asking you where do you want to, it'll say upload files, and then you can either upload files or your folder, or you can drag and drop your images here. So there's several ways to do it. Okay. So these are the two images that I brought into my template. And here. So we're going to play around with those. So for now, you'll notice on these images, I have this person is on a black background. If I wanted this image to be not have the background, either you will need a pro account to remove the background in Canva, or you will need to have used a different website or image that or tool that allows you to remove the background. I think background BG is a site that you can utilize if you need to. And then can't think of the name, sorry, the website address escapes me at the moment. But again, if you have Canva, you can do that. Inside of Canva, if you have Canva Pro, you can do it, remove the background free. And this right here is showing that my images are uploading. Okay, on this image, when you click on it, and I can either say delete, hover over it, and then you're going to get this little pop-up menu, and if I hit delete, it's going to ask me, do I want to delete the image or do I want to delete the frame? Since this is my main image, I only want to delete the image. If I hit delete the frame, this is going to remove the circle completely. If I hit delete the image, then I get this circle here, okay? So I want this image of the lady to be my main image. Once you have your image in there, if you want to reposition your subject, all you need to do is double click, and then you can move her. You can also shred depending on what your picture is. I won't need it for that, but you can, you know, adjust your size there. And like I say, you can reposition her in the image however you like. Okay. Now, I don't want this black background, so I am a Canva Pro user, so I'm going to use the background remover, and I'm going to click that, but you'll see it has a crown feature because it is a pro, which means if you have a free account, you cannot use that for free. So you would have to use some other software or some other tool, and you can just simply Google like free background removers. Okay. So that's going to go to work, and it's going to remove the background of the image, and it may take a few seconds. Okay. Okay, that just kind of remove part of her hat, looks like. And if I wanted to go in and further refine this, I can. I'm not going to do that at the moment because this is just an example. So I have my main subject image there. Now I want to get to this particular image of the lady that I have that's real faded. If you're having trouble clicking on it, you know, here, then simply go back to your position, go to your layers, and then you'll see this image here. Okay, so that's the image there, and then it's going to highlight it when you click on it. Okay, now what I would do, and if you want to create something and have for your photos, if you want to have a similar look, what you can do is I clicked on I went to layers, I clicked on that layer, then I went to this adjust, and I can see what my settings were. Brightness, I have 39, highlights, I have 62, whites 87, black 60, and I took the saturation all the way down on here. Now, depending on what your image is, those particular numbers may not work best for you, but that can just give you an idea. So if I'm going to use this as my background image, first I want to click on the background remover. Okay. Now I'm going to increase it just so that I can see her better at the moment. And what I can do for her image, either I can take those same numbers that I looked at here. You know, if I was using it as an example, I could take those same numbers and plug them in on this one. What I'm going to do though is in the adjust, I know that I want this to look black and white. So I'm going to take the saturation all the way down. And when you take your saturation down, that's just removing all of the color. Okay. So I know that I want that all the way down. My blacks, what do I want? I don't want it darker. I will want it slightly lighter maybe. My whites, you know, you just kind of playing with your numbers. Here, shadows. You can play with that if you want to. Highlights, I mean, you're just doing what you think looks good to you. You know, I wouldn't want my brightness that far. Okay, once I'm happy with the grayscale part of it, then what I did, all you would need to do is go up here to your transparency, and I'm just going to take the transparency down. If I go back to the main image that I have here, and I look at it and I click on transparency, you see I have this at 14. So what I could do is on my photo is I could just type in 14. And if I was happy with that, I could leave it. Or if I wanted to bump it up slightly more, I could do that. I mean, the numbers are not so important. It's just to give you an idea of, what you can do. The numbers that you use, you're going to do it based on what looks good to you. Okay, so I got my image. So now I'm going to go back to my layer and find that image of the one I want to delete because she's not my subject. So I'm just going to click on that and I'm going to hit the delete on my keyboard. Okay. And then I'm going to reposition this image of her. Now you see how that's trying to pop into that main frame. I don't want that, so you just keep hovering. And actually, if you look in your layers, this is showing this light image is on top of a main one. I don't want that, so I want to push that to the back. All I would need to do is to drag that layer and position it where I want to. Okay. If I wanted it behind all of these other, these little gradients, fades that I have, then I would just push it farther to the back. And once I'm happy with it, of course, I would change out the name. Say, her name is, let's do Shirley. Shirley, Smith. Okay, I can do that, and I can do that. Then I would change here, and you don't have to use the same text that I have. You can customize it to however you like. Okay, so I could put in if her date of death was 2026, I could put that in. If I wanted to add the actual dates, I could put January 1st to July 10th. It's up to you. This is just a framework for you to work with. Okay. All right, so once I get my front design like I want and I'm happy with it, if you're only doing a front part, then you're good to go. You would simply go to share, click on your download, and choose which format you want to download your image in. You can choose JPEG, PNG, PDF. It's totally up to you. Again, anything with the crown is going to be for Canva Pro, and if you don't have it, then you would have to pay for that. Okay. On the back, if you were doing a back design as well, what you can do is what I would suggest you do is click on it, get these little 3 dots, duplicate your page, and make any changes here that you want. Okay, so let's look at the position. We go to layers, we see that there is an image there. There's that same faded image of that person on the background. So that's not my subject. So what you would want to do is go back over here to your front design and grab your lady that you've already positioned how you want her. I would go here, click on it, and I can click the little 3 dots and click copy. Then I would go over here to my back copy of the design. I would delete this image, and then I would paste my my image that I've done. So you see that pasted at the top. I wouldn't want her right at the top. I wouldn't, but if you do, that's up to you, because that's putting her on top of the words. I would want it to be in my background, so all I would need to do is click on it and drag her down to the back there. If I wanted her above all of the little purples, then I could do that as well. Or if I wanted her behind a few of them, it's totally up to you, is my point. How you do it. Did I get off the one? Yeah, I did. Okay. position. I want it on top of the purples. And then you can adjust your transparency to whatever level you like. And this is a poem here, but you can change out your wording if you want it to say something else. If you want to put scripture, if you want to put parts of the obituary, it's totally up to you. Or if you want to use this as your main design and not the front one, it's totally up to you how you do it. So you'll see that I've added my business name, but you may want to, you can put either your information, or you could write the client's name, or you could write, whatever sentiments that you would like there. Once you're happy with it, you're going to download it and in the format that you like, and you're good to go. Okay, I tried to lay this out and explain this in a way that was easy for you. But if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a message. And I thank you so much for your purchase. And I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.